Nimetoka Canada, niko America.
Mtu wa Kamkunji ametoka Canada ako America. Praise Jesus.
Put your life at a standstill. Mimi waambia mtu watoto kwanza, ulipo decide kuolewa makuzaa, it means you are ready to bring up the child.
What's the real life in America? You lived in America for 10 years. As I can tell from your English, you are domed. You came under J1 visa. How was that process those years? Ulipata je opportunity?
Canada, they get visitor visa, but when you come, you can convert it. But what helps a lot is there is a process, and the government understands. Check on your brothers. Don't give up on your family members, irrespective of what they are doing. Have given up 200 chicks to 12 women. Every woman have 10. Wow. And that is helping them look for food instead of them going to drink or...
Now, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Mkenya Marekani. Today I'm super excited because tembea kwingi unaona mambo mengi. I met my neighbor back from Eldoret, Kamkunji. I always tell you nimetoka Kamkunji Eldoret. Now today I am here with
Jackie Karaoke, Kunji girl.
Kunji girl.
Kamkunji hoye.
Kamkunji uliishi miaka gani?
Kamkunji nimezaliwa Kamkunji, nimeenda township. Kamkunji nilikuwa almost 20 years ago, but I just came back from Kamkunji.
Oh, wow. Oh, you came back from Kamkunji?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. And I have a project in the Kamkunji, inaitwa Hana Community Development Project, ya kubadilisha Kamkunji. So the name Kamkunji is changing. Yes.
What exactly do you do there?
Hana Kamkunji ni ya kusaidia those. Wajua Kamkunji tumelelewa Kamkunji. Now, there are those people who they are drug addicts, the idlers, the single mothers, people with disability. I'm using the model of here, upper diaspora, drop-in center. Tuko na drop-in center where we are talking to these youth about drinking. Tunawaletea motivational people, tunaleta watu wa nakada, alcoholic. So we are talking to them. Kuna people with disability, na wengi kabisa. Kuna wale watoto wajaenda shule. So they come and we try to take them back to school. Sababu we want to change Kamkunji. And also what we have done, tumewajengea choo. Actually we just launched the toilet this month. Hii choo ni ya kusaidia watu idlers, the street boys. At least grooming them, kuwapea dignity, waweze kuoga, at least waweze kubadilika. So after we talk to them, tunatafutia makazi, but we connect them with the government. And we are very grateful because we want to change the name of Kamkunji, and Hana community wanafanya kazi mzuri sana.
Wow, that's excellent. Amazing. So Kamkunji ulitokea Kamkunji mwaka gani ukakuja mpaka unatokea Canada right now? You're coming from Canada.
Nimetoka Canada, niko America.
Mtu wa Kamkunji ametoka Canada ako America. Praise Jesus.
Yes. God can raise you from anything. And these are blessings of my mom and my dad Mzee Gashohu. Na my mom Mama Kanyara Hana Njeri. God rest her soul. Sababu mama amepumzika juzi March 8 International Women Day. So lakini Kamkunji nilitoka huko 1998 nikakuja Raleigh, North Carolina. Kutoka Raleigh nikakaa about 10 years. Nikavuka border nikaenda Canada. Niko Toronto in Canada.
It's just here, no
Nova. Lakini Canada is so big. Kutoka Canada, penye niko hapa Seattle, it's closer for me to go to Europe than coming to Seattle.
Where?
Because of the distance. And it's cheaper to go into Europe kuliko kuja Seattle.
How was life in America? A lot of people want to see, what's the real life in America? You lived in America for 10 years. How was that life for you here?
America, I can write a book, My Life in America. Life in America is good, but also interesting. Because it also depends with yourself. If you know why you are here, you know you are why. Kwa nini umekuja America? And America has two sides of it. Unaweza kuja ufanye kazi and then you miss the beauty of America. Lakini unaweza kuja America, connect na community, na connect na Kenyan community and the American community, and then you're able to, I call it, inaitwa ni cultural exchange. Then you're able to enjoy the part of America. Sasa mimi, nilipokuwa America, I didn't get to enjoy the part of the dollar, but I enjoyed the part of the social life, the part of the cultural community because I integrated with the Kenyan community and the American community. So America depends on what you choose. Ukitaka dola iko, ukitaka maisha mzuri iko, it's all what you choose and what you purpose to do.
What are some of the challenges that you witnessed during your stay in America?
Wow, the biggest ya kwanza ni watoto. Thank God, my children are grown up. But I learned a big thing. Nikitoka Kenya nilitoka na watoto wawili wadogo. Mmoja alikuwa mwaka moja na nusu, mmoja alikuwa na about 4 years. Size wote they are over 25 and they are all working. So the challenge was house girl. Mimi waambia wa Kenya treat those house girls well, and I thank God because I treated my house girls well when I was in Kenya. Na nilipokuja hapa nikashukuru Mungu because it was very hard. I didn't know how to feed my children. I didn't know how to multitask. Kuosha nguo, kuwalisha, kucheza nao. That was the hardest part. And of course, getting an income ya kukusaidia kusurvive. And then what happened, although I was on a J visa, which allowed me to work, but ukiwa na watoto wadogo, it was difficult because sikuwa na mtu wa kuachia watoto. And when I got somebody to take care of my children, ile pesa nilikuwa nalipwa, tulikuwa tunashare na yeye. But I used to be so tired. So what I decided to do, I dropped everything, nika decide mimi nitalea watoto. And I thank God for that because my life here, I spent my time around my children. I never knew about even second job. Nilikuwa nasikia tu anaenda second job, lakini sikujua because my kids were small, I couldn't afford
Your kids were the job.
my kids were the job because and I had to choose between my family in Kenya, nifanye kazi niwasaidie. I had to choose between investing in Kenya na investing in my children. And what I chose my children because I knew watoto tumepewa only for 18 years. Na walijua nilikuwa nawaambia mkifika 18 years inje ni out. Jane out. Anyway, so what happened, my life in America was a bit hard because I didn't have the money, but on the other hand was very fulfilling because I got saved in America. Nika join inaitwa Kenya Christian Fellowship in America, and so when I joined them, my life changed because I started volunteering. So I did a lot of volunteer work.
It's not a lot of Kenyans who volunteer.
No, I thrive in volunteering. And so I volunteered, and when I could see a need, I used to serve. I started serving in Carolina, and in serving, so I was able to travel. I've traveled to a number of states in the upper US, and all that is through courtesy of KCFA because of volunteering. So at least I know a lot of people. Nimeenda California, nimeenda Arizona, Maryland, Pennsylvania, hata nilala UN. All those places, just through KCFA, because when you volunteer, when there are meetings, you have to attend, when you sign your name. And also where I used to stay with the students, if you are a student, it was also interesting because nikiwa na watoto, kulikuwa na programs za international students. Lakini nilikuwa naenda nawaambia, I'm not a student, but I'm a spouse of a student. And they would go with me when they used to take students for those outings over the weekend. So I was able to go out with my children, with the American community. So I was also able to learn a lot of things because I just used to sign up. The other thing I learned ni kuvolunteer shule. Ukiwa na watoto, be there to attend those PTA, be there to attend those school meetings. Because one person told me, if you don't want an African to know about it, put it in writing. Kwa hivyo documents zilikuwa zinatoka shule na zikikuja una time ya kuangalia. So somebody told me, be reading those documents, and I was able to realize I was missing a lot on. My kids were missing to participate in those competitions juu ya hesabu ya nini because the sign up was in those documents. Na initially kama nikuwa nyumbani sikuwa nasoma. But when somebody told me attend, and when you attend those PTA meetings, a lot of those things are announced in school. So I learned a lot. So my advice is anybody with a child, put your life at a standstill. Mi waambia mtu watoto kwanza, ulipo decide kuolewa makuzaa, it means you are ready to bring up the child. And that is a revelation God gave me. I put my life aside. Watoto walipofika, by the time they get into 9th, 10th grade, they already have a structure. And you can be able to pick up your life.
As I can tell from your English, you are domed. You came under J1 visa. How was that process those years? Ulipata je opportunity ya J1 visa?
Blessings of a dad. Ni Kenya, nilikuwa na, my husband was a student in Kenya. I met my husband in Kenyatta University. Alipomaliza akarudi akafanya masters and then akaandikwa Kenyatta University. So serikali ya America normally gives scholarships. Alipewa scholarship under Fulbright. And Fulbright was sponsoring, he was sponsored alone, but they also sponsored the spouse or the family. So I was able to get a J2 visa, but he got a J1. And so J2 allowed me to be able to work. But the J visa, the downside, hauwezi kaa America. Once you finish your education, you must go out of the country for 2 years. And that's why we ended up in Canada, because we couldn't stay in Kaapa. In fact, I had won the green card, but they refused to give me because I was under J, which I had to get out of America.
Those are some of the hidden rules in America.
Oh, yes, yes.
So,
yes.
Canada, what is Canada better than in America?
Snow?
Is that better or worse?
No, it's good. It's beautiful. What I say is Canada is just like in America. Ukienda Mississippi, ukienda Pennsylvania, California, they're all different. So the same thing with Canada. Canada is developed, but it's also different from America. One of the things is that it's more family oriented. Yeah. Canada, the taxation is high, but we get back that taxation in terms of ukiwa na mtoto, you get the child credit every month. Huyo mtoto anapewa, you are given a credit, unapewa pesa ya huyo mtoto every month. Yeah. Then what else is different in Canada? Canada, what happens is we are a bit, I compare Canada na Kenya na Kenya, yeah. Nairobi na Mombasa. Mi usema Canada ni Mombasa, America ni Nairobi. Then you can know the difference. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, Canadians are not too fast, but they are friendly, yeah. And Canada is beautiful.
They speak more French there?
No, it's bilingual, but there's only one province, Quebec. That's where they speak French. Now, ukiwa na French, it's very easy to go to Canada, to Quebec. Oh, okay. It's easier to get your residency through Quebec. Yeah. So I encourage anybody to come up on French. Just check on the Canadian website, check how you can go to Quebec. Do
you feel like it's easy to go to Canada than in America?
I think the system is almost the same, but the system of going to Canada, there are two ways. The ways to go to Canada is one is a student. Ukienda kama student, then the chances are you are ukimaliza shule, you get that period of 2 years of training. And most of the time, if you get an employer who gives you that training, that off of training, now you apply for your PR. That's one way of going to Canada. Yeah. Tafuta shule, ukishafanya attachment, try to look for somebody who can give you just an offer. When you get to that offer letter, then you use it. Sometimes it doesn't work always, but most of the time it works. Two, there's what now they call it express entry. Before they used to call it a skilled immigrant. That's what took us there. Because in Canada, hatuna ile ya green card rotary ya America. The equivalent there is skilled. So express entry, go to the website and you see all these jobs that they need. And you'll be surprised. Just go to canada.ca and look up there. You'll find a job like drivers, hairdressing, plumbing, nurses, doctors. All those are skills that are needed in Canada. And it's a point system. So when you go to the website, there are those instructions there. So you follow them up. Wow. That's what we did with my husband, but he did it. So we went in, we did the skilled immigrant, we did the assessment, and we applied. And that's how we ended up. The other one is what people are doing now, which is a refugee. You can come in as a visitor, and then you can claim the refugee for different reasons.
Is that the same as asylum here?
Yeah, it's the same one, is asylum. You become an asylum claimant. And that one is the difference between Canada and America is when you come as a refugee, Canada knows you have nothing, you are running away, so they're able to take care of you. And sometimes I'm jealous because we are taxed very heavily to take care of the refugees.
Okay. But, our people.
But it's a good thing because what they do is, once you claim as a refugee, and that's where the mistake a lot of Kenyans, they are being lied to. Ati unakuja unapewa work permit. No, you come and find a refugee. Ukishapata your refugee, then you get a work permit, and then with the work permit, you can be able to work. And then once your case comes, and then you're also given a legal services freely, because you get a lawyer to be able to represent you in your case. Once your case goes through, then you get your permanent residency. So there's no free work permit at the airport ukifika Canada, but it's once you find your status, you are given that work permit to be able to work. And you're also given an allowance before your case is heard. They give you subsistence because hauna chochote, ulitoroka kwenyu, so unapewa pesa ya kukusaidia. No, they are good. Wow. But our taxation is very high.
I've seen a lot of agencies claiming they are taking people in Canada. Is that so? Is that true? Have you witnessed any of those?
Oh yes, there's an influx. There are so many Kenyans who have come, and we are saying if any Kenyan can come, let them come. Yes, but do your homework. Don't be lied to. Some of the agents have taken advantage of lying to people. Ati ukifika huko utakuta kazi. In fact, some people tell us waliambiwa ukifika airport. It's like jobs are everywhere in Canada. And I tell them, hata ukienda Kenya, just take the newspaper. There are a lot of jobs advertised. Everywhere. So it's the same thing in Canada, but it's hard to get those jobs. But once you come there, you'll get a work permit, and then you look for a job. So the agents should tell the people the truth. Don't tell them they'll get work permit when they just arrive or jobs. Let them know there is a process, and once they go through the process, then they can be able to get a job. So the thing is, Canada, they get visitor visa, but when you come, you can convert it. But what helps a lot is there is a process, and the government understands. I don't know what the government of Canada is doing, but I thank God for them because they are allowing our people to stay, and we are grateful.
That's a good thing. So investing, we are coming from an investment event, and people are all about investing back home, and some are debating, I invest home or here. What's your reasoning?
My reasoning is life is too short. You better live your life today. So don't deny yourself too much to invest in Kenya, and don't avoid investing in Kenya because of tomorrow. The Bible says be wise. So what happens is investment is good, and especially if you can get a vehicle like 𝐾NAD where you are able to invest at a pace. They help you invest back home because the little money you contribute to home and you take a loan, meanwhile you're still having your life here. But there's sometimes we realize, sometimes you are spending so much at home, and here you are running around the clock. So that the time you go home, you don't even have the energy to enjoy what you invested. So for me, I believe in you're not promised tomorrow, but again, take care of tomorrow.
Have a balance. I saw today, yesterday a post that was trending that a lot of diasporians are building houses and flats for caretakers. Because their family do not know. So they pass on, their family never know that they had property or something like that.
Exactly. And that's why I say, from the time I went, one thing I encourage people to visit home. And I visit home every year. I go to Kenya. And people wonder, how do you manage to go to Kenya every year? I say, because if you purpose, you can go home. And you don't have to have a lot of money to go home. Because if you have a family, you have a property, you can just go and stay there. You don't have to go flashing money or doing a lot of things back home. So if you have invested in Kenya, it's very encouraging for you to go home and see what is there. At least 2-3 years. Don't stay away for too long before going home. So for me, I would encourage, if you've invested, it's good for you to take time and go and see where you are investing, so that if there are any errors, you can correct them early. Otherwise, if you take 5-10 years, then you go home, you realize whatever you are investing is not there, is painful. But for me, I would encourage, it's good to invest home, because when you invest home, you are creating employment back home. You are supporting people back home. So I'm for the idea of you earn here, you invest home, create employment.
Yes, absolutely. Wow. You are a wealth resource, you know. And thank you so much for stopping by Mkenya Marekani. What are some of your last thoughts, general thoughts?
My thoughts is give back home. Find a way you can be able to support home. And supporting home is very easy. Like I said, and I would ask people to partner with me. You can go on website and look for HANA Community Development website. I'm sure where you have come from, there is a pastor, there is a school, there is somebody who is in need. $20 back home can go a long way. Look at a church or a mosque, whatever it is near your home, and just see how you can help somebody. There are very many people who are in need. And I say my $20 here, I'm able to feed. Every Thursday, people meet at the project, and we cook for them lunch. Give them lunch once a week. So with the $50, I'm able to give them a good meal once a week. And this, when they bring these people come together, we are able to give them information. And what I can say, like the HANA, in the last 3 years, we've been able to empower women. We have women that we are giving chicken. You know, these are single mothers. And they have testimonies. Because like one, we helped one lady who was very encouraged. She was drinking. She was even not even feeding her child. But through coming to Hana Project, through listening to the Nakada people who teach them about alcohol, she's been able to change. So what we did, we give them, we've partnered with my sister Rosemary, God thank you Rosemary, she's in Australia. And so with her and my other family back home, we started Hana in honor of our mom, Hana Njeri. And what we do is, with your $20, you can help your pastor. Because your pastor knows who is sleeping hungry. Your pastor knows that child who is not going to school just because of uniform. When you multiply $20 by 100, that's 1,000. A pastor would go to 𝐜𝐴𝐵𝐴 or 𝐻𝐴𝐴𝐵𝐴 and buy shoes because we have helped very many kids just by uniform. Because once the kids have known Hana is there, somebody brings the child to the center. And they are saying this child is out of school. Why? Because of uniform. So with the $20 I sent home, they just go to a tailor or they go to the Juakali, get them a shoe. So what I would encourage everybody, look at your neighborhood. Look at somewhere in Kenya you can give back. Because it doesn't have to be a lot of money. 20 shillings a month, 20 shillings a week, it can go a long way helping back home. I'm sure World Vision and all these other organizations, they give a lot of money. But if you go on their website, they only ask you for 20 shillings. I mean $20. So I encourage everyone, give back to your community, and you'll be able to see Kenya change. And also encourage your brothers. Check on your brothers. Don't give up on your family members, irrespective of what they are doing. We are commanded, love your neighbor, love your brothers.
Wow. How can guys reach you?
I'm in Toronto, and in Toronto, you can reach me through, how can you reach me? My number, email @jackiekariuki@gmail.com. You can also reach me on 1-647-783-2198. Maybe information about Canada or information on how to help me back home or be able to help your village. Because my goal is eventually to help Eldoret. We have a pilot project of helping these people. And you're from
Eldoret, yes.
You have to give something.
Yes.
You'll be surprised what we have done. We have given up 200 chicks to 12 women. Every woman have 10.
Wow.
And that is helping them look for food. Instead of them going to drink or idling on the street, now they are busy trying to find how to find those chicks. When they get the eggs, they'll give them to the people with a disability to sell those eggs. We have also given pigs to those youth who are being changed. When you give those guys pigs, in fact, the testimony I hear now, instead of them going to drink in the morning, they are waking up to go and look for food because they have to feed those pigs. So they have something to keep them busy. So our kind of actually it's rehabilitation. Instead of us going to live in rehabilitation, where you take them away from the substance, what we are doing with this HANA project, they are living in Kamkunji, so they come for the training, then they go back to their home. So whatever triggers them to take drugs, to drink, they're able to meet it. So the first day they might fall, but the second day they'll be trying to resist. So our model is help the boy child, help the girl child to stop drinking, and we have some good testimonies. And the government has noticed us. Actually, the governor visited us about 2 weeks ago when I was in Kenya for my mom's funeral. The governor heard what the people are doing and how the Kamkunji is changing. So he was just able to visit them, to come and witness for himself. And he has promised to give them employment, that once they go through the training, he'll give them the employment. Two, the government of Ruto has also helped. These are housing project. They are saying they are employing those people. HANA community, they came to us and they asked us to send some people. So as they are building a Kidiwa, there are some people there who are building. Then some of our people are also cooking. They have been given that opportunity. All these are from Kamkunji. It's people I don't know, but they are from my neighborhood, and I want to change my neighborhood, and everyone can change their neighborhood. That's my message.
Wow. That's divine message. I'm not gonna add, but let's support her. That's my hometown, my home village, where I grew. So
those kids are your neighbors?
Yes, they are my neighbors. Some of them probably I know them.
Children of your friends.
Yes.
We have to help Kamkunji.
Absolutely. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm gonna put the contacts down below here. If you have a story you wanna tell us, talk to me also, and let's tell our good story. Let's keep writing our own stories. And God bless you. Remember to subscribe to Mkenya Marekani. God bless you.
And all the women in diaspora, join KNAD. It's a good place to be at.
Wow. Asante. Cheers.